To God be the glory, respected Reverend Dr. Rustum Kizher, Hind Jaffrey, DD, PhD, Advisor, International Mission Director, and every day I'm reading Pastor's writing. Today is a 61, the portion 61, and Revelation chapter 1, verse 3. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the word of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. And risen Christ proclaimed to the church of Smyrna, Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death. And pastor's writing, there is a imprisonment. John forecast an imprisonment of 10 days. That is not to be taken literally. 10 days was an expression for a short time, which was soon to come to an end. So this prophecy is at once a warning and a promise. Imprisonment is a coming, but the time of trouble, although the sharp will be short. Two things are to be noted. First, this is exactly the way in which persecution come. To be a Christian was against the law, but persecution came and not continues. The Christian might be left in peace for a long time, but in any moment a governor might acquire a fit at administrative energy, or the mob might set up a shot to find the Christians, and then the storm burst. Second, imprisonment does not sound so bad to us. We might say imprisonment, well, that is not so bad, but a death anyway. But in the ancient world, imprisonment was merely the prelude to death. Preluded to death. A man was only a prisoner until he was let out to die. Smyrna, the curse of the trouble. The indicators of the persecution were the Jews. Again and again in Acts we can see how the Jews stir up the authorities against the Christian preachers. It happened at Antioch, Cornelium, Lystra, Thessalonica. Robert H. Mose, the Christ, also aware of the slander accusation direct against the believers by the large Jewish population at Smyrna. Jewish hostility to be Christians seems to have stemmed both from their convictions that they worship a Galilean person who had died at a criminal's death would be the blasphemy and the apparent success of the Christians in the evangelizing God fearing, and even some from within Judaism. Antagonism against believers would lead the Jewish to become informed from the Roman overlords. In the city like Smyrna, with its strong cities ties to Rome, it would be a fairly simple matter to indicate the authorities to action. The Jewish who blasphemed, however, were not real Jews. This should be taken in the sense of Romans 2:28-29, where the Paul says that a man is not a Jew if he is only one outwardly, but a man is a Jew if he is one inwardly. The Jews, like of John 18:31-47, who claimed to be a descendant of Abraham, they were, instead of their fathers, the devil. The hostile Jews of the Smyrna were in fact a synagogue of Satan. The later terms is Hebrew and means adversary. Its Greek equivalent means slander or false accuser. Regardless of their national descent, they had become, by their bitter opposition to the church and its message, a synagogue carrying the action of God's supreme adversary, Satan. A synagogue of Satan is a strong language, and such words proved easily to be exploited in the later history of the church. While originally uttered as a protest against a dominant Jewish community oppressing a Christian minority, the language was recycled in the interest of the later Christian regimes to persecute Jewish minorities, and it continues to figure prominently in the propaganda of a violent Aryan supremacists in the United States today. Contemporary white supremacists aligned with a Christian identity movement claims that the people of color are the mud people and the Jewish are the literal offspring of Satan and Eve, though a growing moderate faction claims that they are satanic while not as literal descendants. The extreme white supremacists keep heavily harmed, awaiting their Armageddon against the Jewish controlled government of the USA, after which they will establish a new Jerusalem. As long as such views circulate, it remains important for the genuine Christians to articulate what to do and not do. Thank you very much. May God bless you all. Amen.